and thank you everybody for being on here this morning. It's a pleasure to be able to present. As Dominica mentioned, we added a couple letters to our acronym, and we're the Don Young Alaska Job Corps Center as of a little over a year ago. And today we have 202 students on center. Our max capacity is 226. We offer 8 different trades. I'm going to mention them in this little slideshow that I'm going to present. I wanted to let everybody know out there that we are out here in Palmer. I realize most of you are in Anchorage and other locations, but every Wednesday at 1:30, I do an in-person tour of the entire center. Great opportunity to get to know our 8 trades, walk around with other prospective students. Um, Anywhere from I've had as few as 4 people show up to as many as 30 that have shown up on any given Wednesday. But if you're to come out to Job Corps, you can shoot me an email. That'd be great, saying, "Hey, I'm bringing 4 people," or you can just show up and tell our folks at the Welcome Center, "Hey, I'm here to see John Alcantara, the 1:30 tour." And on Wednesday, we all get together, and it takes about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes to get through the 5-minute video, about a 40-minute tour, and about a 20-minute, 25-minute slideshow at the end. So highly recommend it for any young people that might want to consider coming to Job Corps. Uh, Before I go in the slideshow, I'll tell you that just kind of the basics that Job Corps is for students, Alaskans ages 16 to 24. I say that the average age here is 20, and I could count on 2 hands the number of students we have under the age of 18. It's kind of rarefied air. There's 9 today out of the 202 that are on center. Um, they're accepted, but it's just a lot of more hoops to jump through and kind of put yourself in a 16-year-old shoes of being roommates with a 24-year-old. It's a little different than us being roommates together later in life. So I've been here about 5.5 years, but only 9 years, 9 years, 5.5 years here, 9 months as the outreach coordinator, which means I was in Fairbanks later last week. I was in Juneau 10 days ago. So just going around, spreading the word, trying to let folks know it's the Don Young Alaska Job Corps Center, not the Matsu Job Corps Center, not the South Central Job Corps Center. Our student body is about 50 to 60% Alaska Native. We have a tremendous number of students from Western Alaska, especially the Chulista region, but we don't have a lot of students from Southeast. We don't have a lot of students from Fairbanks. We have plenty of students, Palmer, Wasilla, Anchorage, where people kind of know Job Corps exists, but we really are trying to expand our reach to the interior, more the Doyon villages, Southeast Alaska, other places. So I am going to try to share the presentation that I do every Wednesday at 3 o'clock, which is just a virtual one that kind of lets folks know what's going on. So we'll see if this works. So hopefully you have something on your screen that says Job Corps career training that works for you.
Yes,
Thumbs
we
up.
can
Yes.
see
Okay.
it.
Beautiful. So um, great. Let's see if it'll work. So that's me with a little more facial hair. Service outreach coordinator, and you
Excuse me,
know,
John. We don't see it in the presentation mode yet.
oh,
If
you
you
don't. Okay, so stop sharing. I don't want to stop sharing. I want to share. So your screen sharing. A little different than the Teams format. I see it on my screen, but you don't.
is you
You
may
don't.
have to swap if you have more than one monitor. You may have to swap the presentation, the screens inside the presentation itself.
Okay, let's see. If I can do that. That'd be awesome.
Or just the screen that you're sharing.
It is on a different format, but let's see if I can. Still the same, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You still can't see me, my
Uh,
face on there.
yes, yes, but we can also see the notes,
Oh, hmm.
which you can probably hide, which is fine by extending the screen.
Hmm.
Um,
I might open it into another box. Hold on a second. See if I can do that. Sorry, guys. It's easier on the. I'm just so used to doing it on Teams. I thought it would just transfer over. I hate to do it without that. Sorry for the radio silence while I try to open it a different way. You can see the did you know screen now.
yes,
If
we
you can
can
see what
see.
I'm saying, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Okay.
it's all right. Thanks. Sorry about that. Um, so anyway, Job Corps overall has 10 different industries that we talk about and 121 different Job Corps across the country. Every state has at least one. Obviously, Palmer, the Don Young Alaska Job Corps Center is the one for Alaska. So here you're going to learn, students are going to learn skills to be successful in a career. And a career, of course, is taking a job, joining the military, or going to college. Out of our students, 5 out of 6 go to a entry level job. About 8% join the military, 9% go on to college. We offer training in about 7 different industries here at the Alaska Job Corps Center. And on the next slide, you'll see the trades that we offer. If a student is interested in a trade that we don't offer in Alaska, you can work with our outreach, our admissions counselors, and our admissions counselors will work to uh, get the student to a Job Corps center in the lower 48 in the Pacific region that has the trainings we don't offer. Trainings, especially like automotive, heavy equipment, and IT, are some of the trades that Alaskans go outside for. So there's the one picture of this national slideshow that's of Alaska, and that's our beautiful 20-acre campus out here. When they did this slide, we were at 215 students, which is 96% of our capacity. Now we're at about 90%. But the trainings offered here in Alaska are water wastewater treatment. That's the only water wastewater treatment in the entire country. Very good trade. Does take about 2 years for most students to complete this trade, but it really is a valuable trade. We get some students from the lower 48 that come to participate in that trade as well. I can tell you one thing I forgot to mention is Job Corps is self-paced. So every 2 weeks, we bring in another cohort of students, a maximum of 15. The smallest group I've seen is 6. But we bring in a new group of students every 2 weeks. It's not like college or high school where you start in August and end in May. We go 365, 24/7. And the only closure of Job Corps for students is a Christmas break, very similar to high school, around around December 15th to January 3rd. But we do not close during the summertime. And students stay on center Sunday night through Friday night. They live here on center. And then on the weekends, about 100 of our students, around half the student body, ends up going to people they know in the Anchorage, Wasilla, Palmer area. So on the weekends, we carry about 100 students. During the week, we carry the 202 students. We offer also culinary arts, kind of the flagship trade here at the Don Young Alaska Job Corps Center. It's been around for 30 years. Fantastic trade. We offer electrical, very good pre-apprenticeship trade, but there's about a 6-month waiting list for electrical. We offer welding, fantastic instructor and a fantastic trade, but in welding, it's a 12-month waiting list at this time. We offer security and protective services. The only difference of that is you do have to be 18 to be in that trade. You do get pepper sprayed and tased and other things. So you do have to be at least 18 years old for that trade. We offer certified nursing assistant, that's, patient transport, working with elderly. You have to be 18 when you complete the trade, so you can take the state tests. And the same with certified medical assistant. A little bit different. That's front end, run a clinic, do blood work, other things. But again, you have to be 18 when you complete the trade. The average time at Job Corps is 17 months, but I've seen students get through a trade as fast as 7 months, and I've seen many students take the full 24 months that they're allowed because they get on center, they're getting 19 meals a week, they have a place to live, they have a bunch of friends. I think they think, why am I rushing through this? Let's take my time. But instructors and counselors meet with them quite often, at least every 60 to 90 days, make sure they're making progress. You can't be on Job Corps Center for 6 months and only be 9% of the way through your trade. You have to be making meaningful progress all along the way. As I mentioned, there's 100 training programs in the 10 in-demand industries. We offer, the last one I didn't hit on was building construction technology. That's kind of the 30,000 foot view of really building a house. You get some plumbing, some electrical, some concrete work, sheetrocking, other things. Most of those students go on to work in construction and other trades. Healthcare, we offer the 2 trades I mentioned: Homeland Security, Security and Protective Services. Hospitality is culinary arts. We do not offer IT. That's, as I mentioned earlier, chance to go somewhere else. And renewable resources and energy is water, wastewater, and transportation. After you're done with Job Corps, you have 5 pathways to choose from. You can go to college through the Job Corps college program. It's a phenomenal program. You get 60 college credits or an associate's degree for free at Matsu campus of the University of Alaska Anchorage. So a student can literally go to college here for 2 years. They once they get a trade under their belt. You can't come here just to go to college, but once you get certified in any of the 8 trades, you can buy yourself an extra year at Job Corps, and you can stay here for 3 years, 1,095 days, and go to college for 2 years. I had one student, Ethan. He finished culinary in 11 months. He went in the college trade, did 60 college credits here for absolute $0. And then he finished at University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill. Got his bachelor's degree from University of North Carolina. I tell students all the time, because not enough take advantage of it, that I have 4 kids. One is a 23-year-old. Yes, she makes more money than I do, but she's a senior in college, and she's $80,000 in debt. And they can go to college through our program for 2 years for absolutely $0. The other thing they can do, of course, is join the military. About 8% of our students do that. They can go into apprenticeship programs with some of you folks that are on the call. They can go to advanced training. That's a little different than the college thing, in that advanced training, you just, if you're in culinary arts, but you want to be just a baker, you want to focus on baking, they'll send you to Treasure Island, San Francisco for 18 weeks for advanced training. If you get an electrical certificate, I love electrical, but I don't like the cold weather. I want to wire houses only. They'll send you to either Oneonta, New York, or Miami, Florida for 18 weeks, 4.5 months of just residential wiring. And then I said, most of our students go into entry-level job. But here at Job Corps, they get housing, basic medical care, and as I said earlier, 19 meals a week, books and supplies paid for, training clothing paid for, and they get a group of people that care about their future. They also get a little bit of a living allowance every 2 weeks for the first 6 months. They get $45, about $41 after taxes. After 6 months, they get $70. It's about $64 after taxes. I recommend to all the students, everybody needs a Mountain Dew and potato chips, but spend $20 on that, put $21 in a savings account. When you get your raise to $64, spend $20 on, Monsters and Rock Stars and different things, and put $44 in a savings account. Eligible people are 16 to 24-year-olds, low-income individuals that meet citizenship, background requirements, and they're ready and motivated to succeed. Skip a couple. When they arrive here at Job Corps, obviously the campus closest to them is the one in Alaska. No matter if they're from Chivak or Metlakatla or Kaktovik, the closest Job Corps center is here in Palmer. Hopefully, most of them live on campus. We have 10 slots that are for non-residential students. Every time somebody does the tour, I tell them, When I look at that is for 22 to 24-year-olds that might have a kid or two already, but they want the training, but they just can't be away from their kids for that long. But I tell people all the time, you learn as much from your fellow students as you do from your instructors. So the best thing is to stay on center. They get settled in, they get used to center life, they explore career options, they do orientation, and sometimes about 5% of our students will switch trades. They'll come in here saying electrical, all I want's electrical. 1 week later, in that 30-day orientation period, our career preparation period, they go do some trade shadowing, and they say, oh, certified medical looks fantastic. I think I want to switch to certified medical. So that happens. When they're here, they're going to build their academic skills. If they don't have their high school diploma, they can get it here at Job Corps. They're going to take the test of adult basic education quite a few times. Hopefully their math and reading skills continue to go up. And then they can do a college program if they'd like to. Like I said, they build their career skills, their independent living skills, life skills, social skills, and they meet a lot of people that they're going to stay in touch with forever here at Job Corps. We help them for 15 months after they leave here, after they graduate. They work with our career transition specialists, and they make sure they have a job 4 months after and 13 months after, and hopefully all along the way, and a job that is a job trade match for their trade, and they continue to move on. Yes, we do offer support, additional academic services, special education services, work with their IEPs, and other things. So thank you for that question, Laura. When the students come here, I tell them all the time, commitment to their success is what's on this screen. Follow the policies, stay away from the drama, remain drug and alcohol free, keep having a positive attitude, be open to change. Their life's going to change, 10 times before they're my age for sure. And the biggest thing that's not on the slide is I tell them, make joining Job Corps their choice. Can't be their auntie or uncle's choice or grandparents or parents' choice. They got to decide that they want to do it. There's a QR code on there. As of about 2 months ago, everything at Job Corps is online now. We no longer hand out hard copy packets. Everything has to be done off that QR code and off that website. So we get a lot of initial interest, and then people drop out based on the rules, the policies. Some of the tough ones folks have is Sunday night through Thursday night, it's 10:30 lights out. Friday and Saturday night, it's lights out at midnight. A lot of folks, haven't been to bed but 10:30 in 2 or 3 years before they come to Job Corps. So they sometimes have a tough time adjusting to that. But I realize I still got about 5 minutes, but that's about all I have for you guys. I'm sorry about the screen sharing. I'm gonna have to figure that out because I know Zoom is a very popular platform. So I got to get back to using it again. I used to use it in my old job, but I haven't used it for 9 months. And I just remember it being really easy and don't know why it didn't work this time. So that's what I have. I'm open to any questions that you guys might have.
Thank you so much, John. Well, it did work because you were able to share your screen. Sometimes the sharing doesn't work. So it's all good. I apologize myself for
no worries. Sorry, guys. I don't know if there was any other questions besides Laura. 24 years old when they start the program. Nancy, great question, because yes, as long as they step foot on Job Corps campus before they turn 25, they qualify. But what can't happen, and has happened a couple times, believe it or not, just since I've been here in 9 months, had people, it's like, oh, I turn 25 next week. Don't have time to get you in. It takes about 30 days to do background checks and the application process. And so there have been people that have stepped foot on here a month before they turn 25, and they can stay for up to 2 years for their trade. And if they go in the college program, they get by themselves or earn themselves another year. They can stay for 3 years. So they can literally be 27, almost turning 28 before they leave. And that does happen. And if they have extreme needs, they can also start later and stay later. But I can tell you, there's been more people here in my 5.5 years 25 and 26 than there has been 16 and 17. So the reality is they get in at 23, 24, and they stay for 2 years. I wish people would take advantage more of our college program. I think what happens sometimes they just don't want to go to college, and I get that. Hey, it's like I've been here, I want to make money. I can appreciate that, but what they what they don't realize is how nice the college program is. The sense that it's absolute $0. They don't pay for anything, and they can tailor make their schedule. So they can go. They can tell us, I got a class from 9 to 11, a class from 1 to 3. I want to be brought to the college at 8:30, picked up at 3:30. Our guys and ladies out there at security and transportation will do that, and our culinary people will pack them a lunch. So it's like, hey, you're off to college for the next 7 hours. Here's your lunch. You don't have to spend a penny while you're out there. Uh, the uh, the current average age of enrollment is 20 years old. So there's a good chunk of people in the 18 to 19 range, and a good chunk of people 21, 22 that kind of make that average really work. And if you, it's quite the bubble between 18 and 22 that's the vast majority of our students. Thank you, everyone. Dominique, anything else for me?
I do have a question about low income requirement. So these individuals have to live aside from their parents, or
Yeah.
can they still live with the parents, but they do not
No,
receive financial support from the parents? How does it work? How do
yeah.
you
Great,
determine
great,
that?
great question. If they're 16, 17, they're more likely on the parents' tax returns. If they're 18, they can turn in 1 month worth of pay stubs. A lot of times people are like, "Hey, I work, but I only work 16 hours a week at Wendy's," so they're not going to be making too much money to qualify. Everybody has their different path in life. I mean, I tell students all the time, my 19-year-old son works 72 hours a week, pays $1,750 a month for rent, has a baby girl already and a 21-year-old girlfriend who's just out there grinding away, making a living. But a lot of students, even older, are, of course, on their parents' tax returns and get their support from their parents. So if they get their support from their parents, it has to be off their parents' income. If they don't, it can be off either their 1040, off their pay stubs, and they can automatically qualify if they're in foster care or aged out in the last 6 months. If they have any government assistance at all, free and reduced price lunch, food stamps, any kind of government assistance, they automatically qualify. So thank you for that. Thank you for that question.
I see. Thank you. And background requirements. That's the
Yeah, you have to get your ducks in a row for sure
Mhm.
before you get everything from Department of Juvenile Justice, from court view and other things to do a kind of a thorough search. Like I often use my 19-year-old son, my third kid, as an example of this. He worked at Fred Meyer for a year, went from 16.50 an hour to 17.13. Nothing wrong with working at Fred Meyer, but he wanted to make more money. He got
I think we may have lost John. Anyone else is seeing John frozen?
I
Frozen.
don't see him.
Thank you. John, we lost you. I mean, you are still with us, but we can't see you, nor can we hear you. All right. Well, we
hey,
may. Yes, John, we
I
can
got
hear you.
I got disconnected in the middle of that story. Sorry. I don't know if it's probably my computer, but so anyway, my son had a $180 speeding ticket. I said, all right, $180. I kind of roll my eyes like, all right, it's going to cost me. He goes, well, I got it in Anchorage 8 months ago. So now it's a $278 ticket. So I paid this $278 ticket so he could get a $2.50 an hour raise. But since then, he's only been there 5 months, and he got another $2 raise on top of that. So it all worked out. Never saw the money back, but I figure it's a gift to my kid. But the
Was he
reality
still at
is,
Fred Meyer's? Because you froze when you were
yeah.
saying that he was working at Fred
Well, he
Meyer's.
went from Fred Meyer to New Horizons Construction to get a better
Oh, okay.
pay, but obviously construction companies don't like speeding tickets. So he had to get a speeding ticket taken care of before he could get hired. And that's where I came in with the money. But I tell people, just make sure that you got your background clean before you submit, because once you submit it, it only lasts about 90 to 120 days. So you got to be ready to submit it, pass it, and then make the commitment within about 3 months to get into Job Corps. You can't wait forever and say, oh, it sounds good, but I want to start next June. That's not going to work. But anyway, thanks. I know I'm over my time now and at the disconnection of the screen shares and everything, but I appreciate you guys, and hope you have a great rest of the
We
day.
appreciate you, John. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.